Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new global conference, The Infinite I Am, Inhabiting and Honoring the Earth, Soaring in the Multidimensions. I'm very happy and grateful that you're joining me for this event, which I decided to create firstly because of the encouraging and appreciative, heartwarming feedback that I received from many of you after the last year's summit, Speaking the Language of the Soul. And secondly, because I felt it was the right time for us to go deeper and expand more our understanding of who we are, and to explore different ways of allowing this creative, infinite I Am power within us to flow more fully through our body and guide us in our daily life. And here I want to thank my teacher, Jocelyn Starfeder, for her continued support and invaluable guidance during the process of birthing this summit. During the next 5 days, together with 20 extraordinary, brilliant speakers, we are going to address this topic to better understand the infinite I Am and how to embody, how to be the infinite I Am, this being of light while living here on Earth. I want to thank each speaker for their light presence and for the wisdom and profound knowledge that they share with us. Each one of them is a unique brushstroke which contributes to the perfection of the completed picture of this summit. And I want to thank you for joining us and for creating the energy of this conference with your light presence. The time has never been more appropriate, more critical to strive to bring more and more of our I Am being into presence, into our physical body, into our physical reality. We know what has been happening in the world, and it is probably going to continue to happen for a while. But we also know that this is just the agony of the darkness refusing to step back. So I hope you take every opportunity to connect with the speakers and their different tools, different ways of working with the light, of bringing the light in our life, their different ways of helping us birth our authentic expression, our voice, our unique sound, so that we can start living a life of fulfillment, meaning, abundance, and happiness. The topic I chose to talk about is the infinite I Am, the holy journey to yourself. And I'm going to start with the question that I asked myself. How can I define this light being that I truly am? How can I explain the infinite I Am? So we have all heard these explanations. It's pure light, it's eternal, it is perfect, it is life itself, this is who we truly are. But I wanted to give it a more grounded explanation. And when I tried, I had some difficulty because it's not easy to put in a frame, in a box, in a definition, something that is not tangible, something that The five senses are not able to perceive. And if we can't perceive it, we don't have enough and clear words for it. So instead of defining what the infinite I am is, we can start ruling out who and what we are not in order to get to the core of who we are. So we have heard these widespread statements that we are not the body, we are not our identities, our profession, our education, our gender, religion, race. We are not our success or failure. We are not the anger we are experiencing or the hatred, the righteousness, the fight against something. We are not the masks we wear in order to be accepted or in order to achieve success. We are not our story. And the list can go on and on. We are the light covered up by all these identities. And now I can share my thoughts about that. So yes, I am this light. I know I am energy. I'm infinite. I can describe the I am as stardust, but also, yes, I'm the body too. This physical body that carries my emotions, that carries my thoughts. I see through my body. I touch through this body. I hear through this body. So I am this body. Now we are this body. And I am my identities too. And it's okay. All my identities are an expression of how I live my life on earth. We are exploring ourselves. We are experimenting with ourselves as we go through life. It's another thing that while we are in the experience, we don't know that we are just exploring. We don't know that we are just experimenting. We are within the story. So this pure I am is here, is experiencing itself. And when we are experiencing, we are this body and we are these identities. The issue comes not with the identities we adopt, the issue comes with our attachment to them, with our attachment to the stories we create for ourselves, and with the lack of awareness that we need to relinquish the stories that make us unhappy in order to grow. When we do relinquish the story, when we do let go of these attachments, we create another story for ourselves. We become another identity for a while, and it goes on and on. In this process, we're trying to find who we are. We are trying to find our true self. We're walking the holy journey to the self. So the reality is that while we live on earth, we will always have some identity. And this is the way of experiencing life through these identities. The questions are, what story do I write? What story do I create for myself while journeying through life? Is it a joyful story? Is it peaceful? Is it harmonious? Is it loving myself? Is it loving others? Is it a story of division and separation, or is it a story of oneness, togetherness, cooperation? Do I perpetuate the same type of identities, creating the the same old story over and over? Or do I learn my lessons through the stories and move a step up? That's the difference in the result we create. And we need to pay attention to the results we create. And as long as we experience and radiate these divine feelings of love, kindness, cooperation, peace, harmony, and all of that kind, it doesn't matter what identity we are. And also, it doesn't matter how perfect we are in the state of this eternal light, the infinite energy of I am. What's important is how often we let the I am to be in the driver's seat. And when we do let it, how they merge together, how harmoniously the vehicle, the body, and the driver, the I am, work together. When they don't synchronize, the I am has an experience of suffering and struggle, an experience of lack and ill health. When they do synchronize, the I am has an effortless, joyful experience, has a growing experience of abundance, love, money, good friends, whatever we want to create through our free will. And all this happens through the body. So let's not neglect it. Let's not deny it. And let's not think we have to deny our identities either, because they serve us very well. They make us take actions in this life. And we're going to go back and forth between adopting identities and releasing them, like a snake is shedding the skin that it has outgrown. And until we die, we are going to not stop shedding our skin. This is the only reason why we're here, to grow, and we grow until we die. And it becomes easier with the time. This is a mechanism of renewal that is inherent to us. Our cells die and renew all the time. We do as well. Something old dies, something new emerges. And what emerges is another version of ourselves. In this process of change and growth, we are here to experience the identities we take on. But also, we are here to be ready to relinquish them with it when the time comes, in order to evolve to the next iteration of ourselves. And in this process of change and expansion, one thing that I'm certain about is that we receive tremendous help from the whole cosmos, if we are open to it. Tremendous support, preparing us to become more of the I am. In this process of growth, the infinite I am, this perfection that we are, comes and goes, to help us release the old. And this process of evolution can happen painlessly if we cooperate, if we are willing to shed layer after layer all these identities that feel like an old tight skin or old worn out shoes. It can be as easy as that. The same process, though, can be quite painful if we are too tightly holding onto the old. Then the pure I am comes and shakes us, saying, something is wrong. Look around and see what is wrong. And when we are shaken, then we go into our deep waters inside and purify and cleanse. In these waters of grief and cleansing and tears and desperation, it is in these waters where the old dies. But as a result, this enables us to experience afterwards these moments of love and peace and cooperation and connection with ourselves and oneness. This is the real indicator that in these moments we have stepped into the infinite light being that we are. With the time, the I am makes us more sensitive to what is true and what is false. And we learn not to allow these false identities to attach to us. With the time, we learn to choose the painless way of shedding of the outdated. Then the process with this learning, the process becomes easier, more graceful, and it feels like a celebration that we have come out of the old skin. All life on earth goes through cycles of death and rebirth, and the infinite I am works in cycles too. We need to honor our cycles and learn that the dark moments are the catalyst for stepping into the field of the infinite. Maybe you have experienced these moments yourself when you don't want to speak, when you feel words are just nonsense, just noise. These moments when you feel you don't even want to think with words. You just want to stay in deep silence and look at the clouds, look at the trees, look at the blossoming plants and flowers, listen to the birds, and you feel words don't have place at this moment. Then you suddenly may feel you want to weep silently, and not from grief or sadness or unhappiness, but from a pure connection, from a feeling that you belong to all that surrounds you. And this silent connection feels home, feels a belonging to the oneness. Sometimes in the body tells us that, sometimes something in the body tells us to surrender. Have you had moments when you were trying to pull all the strings of the overwhelming list in front of you, your to-do list, and the whole body was screaming at you and saying no? In these moments, the whole body withdraws all antennas projected, spiked out there, and instead turns on all antennas to the inner you and just tells you, I need to curl up and cry for a while. It feels nonsensical to be tuned into all this outside noise, so much information, so much activities. I need a silent cry. And then you feel the tears are cleansing all the overlays settled on you. Overlays that are not you. Overlays of anxiety, of insecurity, of all these mind games of what is going to happen if you don't take care of this or that. And after these silent, tearful moments, you feel something opens up in you. You go beyond you into the infinite field of oneness and love and silent existence. You are in the same body. You still have some identity, but the feeling connects you with the field. And even though you go back to your daily life, you're not the same. You know more about who you are. You know how it feels to be who you are and be connected. And every time you allow these go inwards moments of cry and cleansing, you allow more of the infinite being to be present in you. You allow more light to be present in you, more light to transpire from you. So let's honor our cycles. Let's feel in the body, in the very core. Let's feel what we need, because the body is our guide in this journey to ourself. And now I'm going to share a visual representation. I'm going to share two light language transmissions. One of them is a visual representation of the topic we're talking about, and which I received through light language. And light language is my way of connecting with the divine, with source, with the I am. So imagine this vast, infinite one consciousness, one field, the divine, as an infinite cloud of energy, infinite cloud of stardust. Our I am, our higher self, our soul or spirit, or whatever name we want to give it, is part of this one consciousness. There are no boundaries. We are merged with the oneness. And at some point, it extends part of itself as a periscope-like or a thin pseudopod-like projection into the earth reality. And why? Because it has decided to experience itself in a physical body on earth through all feelings and thoughts that the body can experience, through all actions that the body can take, through all ups and downs, through all our failures and successes, etc. So part of our infinite I am, this projection-like, pseudopod-like part of it, is always present within us, but we allow varying degrees of connection to it. And now the time has come when we can bring this I am light presence in us more fully, embody it, and let it walk in our body, rather than just tapping into it and have glimpses of it from time to time. And so how do we do that? The first thing is the awareness. We already have this awareness of this eternal, infinite part of us. And the next step is setting an intention and invite this higher being to come more fully in the body. And we can do it like making a ritual. And then allow our wise body to embrace the I am more fully and allow its presence to grow in us. And I will finish off with the second light language transmission I mentioned about, which carries a message relevant to this topic. And I call this transmission the sun. You may want to close your eyes and visualize and feel. So the message came like that the sun just shines with all its glory. We feel its magnificent glory, but the sun itself doesn't think about it. The sun is present there to blast its light. And its light sustains all life. It has value for all life, as anything else under the sun has. So you have value by default. And now the sun is inviting you to visit it, to merge with it, to feel your value. And you instantly think, it will burn me. But the sun says, no, you're just energy and cannot be burned. Next moment, you see yourself as a speck of energy traveling towards the sun. And all that is there is radiating energy, constantly radiating energy and peace. You're in the center, feeling this radiating peaceful energy, feeling this elder grandfather-like energy of the sun. And the energy is radiating from the sun, but it is radiating from you too. Then the sun, this wonderful, wise elder speaks to you. This is what we are, just energy. And all we can do is radiate it out. Yellow flares, orange flares, red flares, different kind of intensity. This is the only thing we can do because of what we are, because of what you are, just energy. So this is the visual for our infinite I am. Feel it and let's radiate this energy while we're here in the body, no matter what. Let's start radiating this energy into our actions. Let's start radiating it into our thoughts. Let's start radiating this energy as love, kindness, generosity, healing, understanding, acceptance, peace, giving a helpful hand, and so much more. This is the truth of who we are. This is the truth of the infinite I am, and how much we can be and do while we're in this body on earth. And I appreciate you all for taking this holy journey to yourself. Welcome again to this conference, and I hope you enjoy it and make the most of it.